Have you ever had any bananas that were starting to get spotty and ripe, and they were calling out to you, hey, you better use me, make some banana bread now, or I'm going to get way too black and you won't be able to make banana bread? And then you put it off and you put it off, and before you know it, the bananas are way too slimy and you have to throw them away. Well, that's what was happening with these bananas. And so I was thinking, do I make banana bread? Everybody knows how to make banana bread. I wanted to make something a little different, like a banana cake that tastes like banana bread, if that's possible. So I looked on the internet and I found a great recipe, and I'm going to share it with you today. You start off with 1.5 cups of buttermilk, but I don't have buttermilk, so I used 1.5 cups of milk and added a tablespoon of lemon juice. In a bowl, add 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Whisk that around until all your dry ingredients are incorporated. In a mixing bowl, add 3/4 cup unsalted butter softened and blend it up for 1 minute. Add 1 cup of sugar and a half a cup of brown sugar and mix that up for 2 minutes. Scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure that everything gets incorporated. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 3 eggs that are at room temperature. When that's all mixed up, add your mashed bananas into the batter. Now we are going to alternate mixing our dry ingredients and our buttermilk mixture into the batter until everything is completely mixed together. The recipe says to not overmix it and that the batter will be kind of thick. Grease a 13 by 9 inch pan and pour the batter in. Heat the oven to 350 degrees and you're going to bake this for 45 to 50 minutes. Oh no, the recipe doesn't say to add walnuts, but I want walnuts. So what do? Well, you punch them in, and that's what I did. The recipe has a cream cheese frosting, and I'll post that below, but you know what? My husband doesn't like cream cheese. Well, he doesn't like sweet cream cheese. So I'm making up my own recipe here. I melted 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar in a microwave, and now I'm adding about 2 cups of powdered sugar and then as much milk as needed to make this thick and creamy. A couple tablespoons of milk will do, because if you add too much milk then you have to add a lot of confectioner's sugar. This is a basic frosting, but it works. Do the toothpick test to make sure it's done and let it cool for a few minutes before adding the frosting. I turned around to put some laundry away and I came back, and guess who was frosting this cake? My husband. That's how excited he was about eating it. It's good to frost it when it's just a little bit warm so that the frosting will melt just a little bit. This reminds me of those big sheet cakes that they used to make in the cafeteria when I was a kid, when dessert was an option. But I'm pretty sure they don't make cakes like this in the school cafeterias anymore. Now the question is, does this taste like banana bread? Yes, it does. It's lighter than banana bread, but denser than cake. So to me, that's perfect. Sally's baking addiction called it the best banana cake I've ever had. Thanks for watching.